Okay, we have stylists in the house. I love that because you guys know Tiffany is like been doing her thing for years in the styling industry. Quick introduction, actually. Go ahead and introduce yourself first, Tiffany, and then I'll do the same.
I am Tiffany. I specialize in natural hair and I do luxury extensions on natural hair. I've been in the game for well, I've been doing hair since middle school, but I have been doing hair professionally and in my field for about 8 years now. So I'm from Jacksonville, Florida. I service clients pretty much anywhere that they need me to be. And I just like making women look beautiful, and I like educating them and making sure that they know about their hair, what to do, and just being a transparent person and having fun too. So we do hair, but we have a good time as well.
I love that. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hey guys, hope you guys are doing well. I'm Leesha, and I started off my business as a hair business owner, selling hair extensions in Southeast Asia. So right now I'm living in Southeast Asia and I've lived here for about 10 years on and off. Right. So during the pandemic, I went home for a bit, but I was here. And then I moved from just doing hair, selling hair, sorry, selling hair to more marketing, consulting other business owners. And I really realized what my special sauce was, which is like all the back end stuff. It's not front facing at all. It's anything tech, anything systems, anything filling the gaps. That's where I shine. And I started to helping one client with that. That became two. That became a group flying over to China to meet me in the factories. And then we sat down together and it just kind of grew.
Absolutely.
Do you often feel like that as well, Tiffany? Like you feel like you've just been led each step of the journey?
Absolutely, absolutely. I've always done hair, period. Like from the time I can remember. I mean, back like 5 years old, picking up scissors, cut my neighbor's hair. But that's another story for a different day. I've always done hair, no matter what I got into. I was in corporate for 15 years, worked for Blue Cross Blue Shield. I did attain my nursing degree, so I went to nursing school. I was just gung ho about being in the medical field and so forth and so on. And I always did hair, always came back to it. And then it was just like when I finally, and I also was one of those girls like, okay, well, what do I need to go to school for? I already know how to do hair. But when I did, finally, girl, when I
Did
say
that change?
every door just was like unlocked, 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 unlocked. I mean, like even within the year of me graduating, I was in a salon. After that, I owned a salon. I got my license like the month after I graduated. I was just on fire for it. You know what I'm saying? So I do feel like something always kept it with me, and I was always being led down this field. And at the end of the day, I realized that I am the type of person that I like empowering other people. I like giving back. I like sewing into, other women. I like for women to that look like me to know that things are possible. And there wasn't just one way to get that done. You know what I'm saying? For the people who are people of faith and believe in God, it was just like I had my own plan, and I was just trying to make it work, trying to make it work. But when I pulled back and was obedience finally, girl, I'm like, why you did that sooner?
It's always like
Why
that.
you
We
did that
think we
sooner?
want to go
So
one
that
path and
journey
God is
has,
like, I have something else in store for you.
girl. So the journey has allowed me to be a salon owner. The journey has allowed me to, pour back into women to just have that same sense of fulfillment that I was chasing, or thinking I was looking for, and it was only going to be found within certain, type of career fields. And it just, I think, being a hairstylist, like it's it's a underrated kind of a theme, in your mind. You don't like grow up and be like, oh, I want to grow up and be a hairstylist. I want to grow up and be a salon owner, because I never had those things in my mind, but it still ended up happening, and they were the best thing that ever happened to me. You know what I'm saying? So I was able to walk away from corporate. I've been full time entrepreneur for about 4 years now, 3 or 4 years. So I mean, it's cool. I have that freedom, and now it's just time to elevate and not be the woman that's doing everything.
Right.
Not be the woman that's doing everything.
The
But
new
yeah,
chapters
it
always.
has been. It has been a journey, and it's been a good journey. It's been a good journey.
I love that. So you always knew like you wanted to be in the hair domain. And you mentioned something there that I really liked is that people do underestimate the power of this industry. It's $1 billion industry.
It really
There's so
is.
many avenues that you can take.
Mm-hmm.
And each year that tech develops and that more people are investing in their hair,
Mm-hmm.
which is growing by the day,
Exactly.
it's it's like so many avenues,
Mm-hmm.
so much to enjoy in this industry. And even beyond that, you can take those skills that you've built as a salon owner and go into so many different things from there. You can be a customer service consultant for corporate companies. You
Absolutely.
can design, do interior. There's so much. I never buy into this belief that there isn't, there's not enough in this hair industry or it's looked down upon. I just feel like that's a narrative that once lived and that people try and keep alive. And we get to like completely just kill that.
Exactly, exactly. I think agree with you. Just like you said, it's just a narrative that just has been out there, um, and it's been a quiet narrative. It's like no one really talks about it, especially when you to the youth. You know what I'm saying? It's changing now because we're in this technology space, and people are being more expressive and allowing people to be tap into their creative side. But like I'm 39, so when I was growing up, nobody was really talking about you could still be a hairstylist and what I'm saying and be successful, or you can be a barber, or you could be a esthetician. You know what I'm saying? It was just like you want to be in sports, you want to be in the medical field, and so forth and so on. So we didn't grow up embracing more so, and it wasn't like like I said, it was a silent thing. It wasn't. I don't think it was like a demeaning thing. It was just like I know this can make this type of money, and it really wasn't any impact on like our creative side. So we found ourselves doing hair. We found ourselves dancing outside, making routines and this, that, and third. But we didn't really know that that could turn into something. That
Right.
thing that you were happy about, that simple thing that came so easy to you, would be something that you could make money doing. You know what I'm saying?
So I have a question that's come to my mind that I really want to ask you because I know a lot of my clients have dealt with this, who have maybe grown up around people who, like you said, that demeaning side kind of
Mm-hmm.
comes out, particularly because they were in fields that people like kind of were growing together.
Yes.
Like they didn't necessarily go to school, like you said. So it was you're generally around others who now at that stage in their career aren't necessarily where you are, but you kind of grew up together.
Yeah.
What have you done or how have you been intentional about the circles that you've been in, or have you had to readjust people in your life that may see you as like, oh, who you think you're all that now because you got, because because it's definitely something that
That
comes
does
up.
occur. For me, I will say I have been blessed to not have to have dealt with that. And I can only just attribute it to the man upstairs, through prayer and just, I've just always had supportive people in my circle. So, no, I have not had to deal with it, but I know it is a thing. So funny, I was just recording a video earlier about eliminating things that are not helping you evolve, especially when you know where you're trying to go. You got your focus on. You're determined, and you have those people sometimes that are silent haters. You have those people, and they're a lot of times they're the people that's closest to you, and you just have to, for your own sake, distance yourself from it. If you feel like you can't totally just cut it off, and just kind of just let that distance silently listen, let you bow out gracefully and smoothly, or you just have to go ahead and just cut it off. It's just really, really toxic because you won't get where you want to go if somebody is constantly pulling you back. Especially when it's the people that's close to you. You know what I'm saying? Because you always battle with that. I feel like there's a battle between your mind and your heart, and when they are not aligned, one's pulling you this way, the other one's pulling you this way. Well, sometimes you have to get rid of that homegirl, and sometimes it's habits and parts of you that you need to let go of too. So that being said, I haven't had people and things outside of myself, but fully being accountable, I will say that things like fear, and this is coming from a person that is just a confident person, it can coexist. You have your fears. Sometimes you have had probably things that happen to you that kind of keep you like, okay, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if it's safe to do this. I don't know if it's safe to move forward. So like your own thoughts sometimes can keep you in a place, or you know what I'm saying, or keep you just not moving forward. And you just have to, again, remove those stressors, remove those things that are distracting you, even when it's within yourself, and just push forward.
Yeah,
Push forward.
I really like that. Yeah,
Push
a lot of
forward. Push
our
forward.
each level, there's going to be these old habits, beliefs that you've had that do need to go.
Mm-hmm.
And oftentimes, everything that we build, and I really believe that everything we build is determined on what we think. It all
Absolutely.
starts up here. Like you said, that heart and mind with coherence is so real because we cannot build anything or create or expand something if there's that pressure either on yourself or not wanting to move forward.
Yeah.
Even something as simple as team. You want to build team, you want to hire a team, great. But you had this issue a few months ago or weeks ago or years ago when someone hurt you or they stole from you or whatever that is, and you
Yeah.
broke that trust was broken, and
Yeah.
just because of that we can't even build the team systems. Ain't no
Yeah.
point we even
Yeah.
creating because we have to look at that bit first.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah. It's a real thing, and like in the situation like you just described, you just have to grieve it
yeah,
and process it, and I mean really just go through those stages, because grieving is just it's things that you hold dearly. It doesn't necessarily have to always be a person. It could be a project you're working on, it could be a friendship, it could be whatever, but anything that keeps you stuck, and you get that like that signal to your body, to your mind, and it just like you notice that like you cannot, you feel a little, just
oh,
whatever it
what's
is.
like
Moving forward.
this.
Yeah, girl, why am I feeling all tense and tension and stuff? Like, what is that? What is going on? You know what I'm saying? What is making me feel like that? What about this decision? What about that thing that happened to me? What about, that thing that I feel like I might have failed at? Is that something that is keeping me from moving on to this new thing that's totally different?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like you have to identify those things, and I feel like it's easier when it's outside of you, but it's harder to identify things that are within ourselves, because we're so busy focusing on everything that's in front of us. So like I said, for me especially, um, I have identified certain things that I feel like might have kind of put me in the mindset of like, okay, I don't know. You remember what happened last time? Like that whole, because I'll growing up just a little bit more. I am the perfectionist type. I like so there have been things that I will say. Let's just say I had this one situation with a client, and instead of like focusing on the fact that I have serviced, so it was just this one client. Out of all the women that I've serviced, out of everyone that has been happy, like
yes,
it was just
wow,
this. I was just stuck on the fact that I could not please her. You know what I'm saying? And the odd thing is, I had done nothing wrong. I had done nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? But I just kept spinning my wheels, trying to do this, trying to do that, giving away free service, this, that, and the third. And I mean, like, it just got exhausting. But I just had this will to just keep going, keep going, keep going. And I'm like, I realized that I had not met the expectation of myself that I'm used to. You know what I'm saying? That it was just like I just totally lost focus of everything else. And then
all the good things that will happen,
yes, and
all the good client
it's like, girl.
experiencing.
So it's sometimes it's things like that that we allow to just like compound and pile up on ourselves. And then it's like, girl, that was one person. Like, and it's like my grandmother used to say, it's, you are not gonna be able to please everybody. You know what I'm saying? You're just, it's just not possible. Out of all the people in the world, you're gonna have to learn to develop skills that will help you process and move through situations that are uncomfortable.
This is a conversation that needs to come into the hair industry and the beauty industry at large.
Yeah.
Because if we had more of this, there'll be less people coming on stage, coming onto their social media to out clients, to out people, to share their grievances. Like, take that to your therapist. Like, go and deal with that. There's
I
a
just said
place.
that earlier.
There's a time.
You need therapy or you need Jesus. But you need to go to therapy. It's not, I mean, girl,
Leave that.
for real, for real. And these are conversations that definitely need to be had. Like, my hardest thing was the uncomfortable side of business, the actual standing on business. You know what I'm saying? The actual being firm with your policies. You know what I'm saying? Because if you aren't gonna hold your policies and you ain't gonna abide by them and you're not gonna respect them, what makes you think somebody else is? And so, like, I just, because I was the type of person, or am the type of person, like, I didn't have a problem with this, never had to experience this. I'd never prepared myself for situations that could potentially arise. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't have the tools or didn't know how to use the tools properly when those situations did arise. Now, it hasn't been many, thank God. But at the same time, being prepared helps you deal with things a little bit more smoother. It keeps you from having so much anxiety, so much stress. You know what I'm saying? Because when you prepared, you know what? Hey, I'm ready. I got everything I need in my bed. What we gonna do? You know, and then it turns into right
helmet. I'm ready to
it
go.
turns into a situation where you're effectively communicating and you can get to a solution. You know what I'm saying? And you have to make sure that that solution works for you and the client, even if the solution ends up being, hey, this is just not going to work. You know what I'm saying? We're just not a good fit for each other, and that's okay. Those are the hard conversations, but I mean, we have to get to the point where we're real with it, because at the end of the day, everybody is dealing with we're dealing with each other. You have your own stuff going on. I have my own stuff going on. My perception about what the sky is different from yours. You know what I'm saying? You might feel like it's light blue. I might feel like it's teal. It's your perception, but just because you perceive and see something different, that doesn't make it wrong. That doesn't mean I can't respect it. That doesn't mean I can't respect you. And we have to get on here and be going at each other's throat. Like, it's really okay. It's not that serious. We can find the common ground and keep it moving.
Yeah, and I feel like what happens when we do the kind of businesses that we have, yours particularly because you are very physically there with clients, but I also say the way that I work with my clients for such a long time, it's like a long period. I'm literally in their business. We're sharing things that are going on behind the scenes. It's very personal.
Yes.
When people say, "Oh, our business isn't personal," I feel like that's the most ridiculous statement. Because yes, we have to make sure that we learn to part our emotions from what's
Right.
happening so that we can make logical decisions about where the business is going. However, when someone hurts you in real time, or that client that you said that you just kind of please that one person,
Yeah.
and you're like, this, I just can't get it with this one person, but then you missing sight of all the rest.
Yeah.
That's something that we have to deal with. Like, we have to take care of ourselves, take care of our health,
Absolutely.
our mind, our mental.
And that too, listen, that is a whole thing too. Like, people don't understand that when you're just a person in general, especially when you're a caring person, a giving person, you just take on so much of other people's energy. You have to carve out space for yourself. You have to make sure you're being intentional about your mental health, and so forth and so on. You have to have your own hobbies. You have to have certain things, even if you're just a stay-at-home mom. Like, you have to have your time, because you are a person before. And I mentioned this to you in one of when we were talking. You have to make sure that You know who you are outside of all of the things that you are attached to. Yes, you are a mom. Yes, you are a sister. Yes, you are a daughter. Yes, you are a friend. Yes, you are a CEO and all of that. But at the end of the day, like, who is taking care of you? Who is Tiffany? Who is Leesha? You know, that is just as important, and really and truly more important, because if you're not good, how can you expect everything else to run at top tier? And if you're able to do that, because baby, especially being a strong black woman, we have mastered functioning
Mhm.
in your stress, in your burnout, but it comes to an end. That's when your
Yeah.
sicknesses start showing up. That's when you just get so tired, you don't want to be bothered, you want to be in the room with the cover over your head, like, because you just don't have it to give after you pour it from an empty cup so much. So, especially in the business owner space, you have to make sure, baby, like, no, this is my time. I'm sticking to
Right.
it. This is what we doing. I'll talk to
Let's
you
not,
later.
yeah. Let's
Mm-hmm.
not play about that timing. Okay. Those boundary settings for our daily life,
Mm-hmm.
for, like you said, there's client, even just within yourself, even in your home.
Yeah.
Like we have what we call a wind down hour. After
Mm.
the whole house is like packed away,
Uh,
everyone, wash the dishes, get the laundry, and then everyone has to be silent for
I
1 hour.
have to incorporate that. I like that one down hour.
Wind down hour, it has been the best. I cannot tell you how amazing that's been. There's like, we put some gentle music on in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Both me and my partner, we're both entrepreneurs, so our minds are always going. There's always something going. There's
Yes.
always a conversation. And that hour before bed is like everyone's going to separate rooms, or everyone can just take whatever, take a journal, relax, just unwind.
Look,
For
return to
me.
homeostasis. Center yourself.
Get you a cup of tea, have your
Girl,
sleep.
yes. That is,
And that's a boundary. There's small boundaries.
I like that.
They
Yeah.
they make the biggest
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah. And it's those conversations, I feel like they are normal things, regardless of what field you're in. Talking about things like boundaries and stuff like that. And they probably have not been talked about so much because there's a negative connotation that comes with it. So you feel like a boundary means that it has to be negative. No, we actually need boundaries. A boundary is making sure that I honor myself and my time, and we schedule whatever we need to schedule later. It doesn't mean that a boundary mean, girl, I ain't talking to you ever. Like, boundaries
No.
are necessary, and it doesn't have to be negative. Being selfish is it sounds like a negative term, but there are positive parts of being selfish. You have to do that. And I feel like you just
Completely.
run away from some those things or don't address them because we don't want people to think that, okay, I don't want you to feel no type of way type stuff. But like, nobody should really feel any type of way when you doing what's best for you, especially when that person is for you.
Yeah. And it really goes back down to a lot of the times of what we've seen growing up. I think we've mentioned this
Yeah.
maybe we've seen women in our family just have a lot of the times just allow whatever to go, even with as for the children from running around, everyone's just doing whatever, or there's no real set time for them. Like this is my time now. It's now like my mum in her 60s. She's like, no, this is my time. This is my hour. This is my. I'm like, yes, mum, you
Yeah.
do that because she's reclaiming that now.
Mhm.
But in her 20s and 30s, absolutely not. You better take care of them kids
Girl.
and have nothing. It's not about you. It's not about what
Exactly.
you feel.
So
Making that
like,
fresh food from scratch every
exactly.
day.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll just, like I say, I always go back to trying, just remembering to, not only give yourself grace, but give other people grace too for the things that you didn't know. Like, they didn't know to teach you. So they didn't know either. They just hit the ground running too. So what? You grow up knowing, hey, hitting the ground running, I can do this, or I need, okay, I'm pencil that in too. And nobody ever talked about making sure you pencil yourself into the equation. We were just doing what we
No
were
one
supposed to do. So, That's why you have to remember that it's never too late. When you realize it and you identify it, you can do something about it. You can change,
Yeah.
and there's so much power in the change because there are a lot of women, like I always say, that and people just in general that are in the same mindset as you were at one time. That will look at your testimony, look at your story, and just be like, "Well, dang, you know what? It is possible. I can do that too." And that is the ultimate like reward, just knowing that okay, something as simple as someone seeing you doing a live could potentially just change everything for them. Like that is just so dope. That is just so dope. Like we're not gatekeeping the littlest things. Like we need to just move away from that surviving and move into our thriving year. And like I said, like we ain't no need to wait until the first of the year to do it.
No, I love that post that you put out the other day. I
It's
said,
just trying to
absolutely.
hit the
You move
ground
now.
running. And like, you already know what you want to do.
You already know. So
So why you
move.
need
And
4 months
you need
to start it?
to start. And especially when you have decided you're going into education, for example, you've been growing your business now
Mm-hmm.
consistently. You will lead. People are taking note. They are watching. So when you lead yourself, you just are supporting those in a little
Yeah,
micro way that you don't even realize that they're like, you know what? Let me let me
absolutely,
let me let me do this. You
absolutely.
know?
And another thing, so funny. I got up and did my I like to do the bridge. And lately I just been like, okay, now I need to kind of turn it up a notch because you just feel like, okay, well, it's doing something, but I feel like I can do more. So it's time to challenge myself or whatever. So I said, okay, I'm gonna get down to under 30 minutes over and back. And so today I told myself I need to have some kind of system because baby, when you going up, it's a little hard, it's a little challenging. It's gonna be challenging. So what I said, okay, well, even if you don't jog or run the whole time, walk when you need and just pick up. But when I got to the top, it got easier. When I started going down, it got easier because I had help. And I thought about when we got on the live and stuff like that, and just our conversations, and just being the type of person that has been the I can do it all by myself, or it done it all by yourself so long till it's just like hard to trust or give and delegate and stuff like that. But it's so much easier when you allow the help to help you. When you develop systems. So guess what? I allowed the gravity from the slope. I allowed the wind to help push me a little bit, and I got it done in 27 minutes. Something as simple as that task for me, and it could be applied to anything in life. Like we weren't meant to just do it all alone, you know. And like you said before, when you are in a position of evolving and pivoting, you have to realize that you have to develop systems. The systems are there to help you make it easier so you can get to those things, decrease that stress, have that extra time, chill, and just let him sometimes eventually get to a point where you don't have to be involved in the majority of it. It knows how to run on its own.
I was literally thinking about that the other day and I thought, Jeff Bezos is not packing the shoe.
Girl,
And then
girl.
messaging me to tell me that I'm changing my size. Jeff Bezos, in fact, doesn't even know who messaged this week or who purchased this week.
But
All
still
he
got
knows is that at the end of the month, with the CMO, the CFO, and the COO, they're having their C-suite meeting, and he's like, okay, what are the numbers? Okay, great. What are the numbers in marketing? He has no idea that we're doing this particular email
you
on
hear
this
me?
platform.
And it can be that way for if one person can do it, it doesn't matter what this looks like. You can do it too.
No,
You just have to
absolutely.
figure out what your system is, what you need to
You have
get the
got
things
this.
running. Like,
There's no way. There's not enough. There's not enough journaling. meditation, all the things that we talk about. Yes, those things are really great and important as the business owner to soothe ourselves and improve ourselves. But at the end of the day, if you don't have the structure to support you, how on earth are you going to have multi-locations with a team all over the place? If you're still messaging them back to say, hey, you want to reschedule something as simple as that.
Absolutely.
So draining. It's so draining. Oh, just thinking about someone who wants to change their hair bundle order. They want to change the length. They want to add a different
Yeah.
curl. They want to check the curl for the deep wave. They want to make sure, can I take a video of the hair to make sure that it's good? And can you send me the right video so I can see what it looks like, quality and all this stuff. And then if they don't purchase, that is, what am I doing?
Girl.
What am I doing? I remember sitting down with myself and I said, Leesha, this is not it. We cannot do this anymore. My virtual assistant, instantly, I gave her the tasks. Go ahead and do it. Take care of these clients. These are the protocols. This is the way that we speak to them. This is the way we start the conversation.
Absolutely. There's so much that goes into growth and evolving, but it doesn't have to be hard. A lot of times I feel like we have this idea that moving up is just gonna be so hard or so challenging, and sometimes it's just stepping back, assessing what you have, removing what you don't even need anymore. Girl, how many subscriptions are you paying for that you don't even use?
At the end, a few months ago, I just stopped and I looked at everything and I just got rid of so much and I didn't even realize.
Girl, I'm talking about, so bad with it. I had subscriptions within subscriptions and I'm like, okay, and I'm looking at my account. I'm like, okay, why I got like 5 different transactions? Amazon Prime. I only have like one Amazon. Girl, you think do you think immediately I just went in and did the research and see what was what? No, I was just like, okay, it's only $2. It's only what, I ain't worrying about it. But some said one day, girl, what are you doing? What are you paying? You're not even watching it. Girl, I saved hundreds of dollars just by going in and just getting rid of things I am not even doggone using.
That is huge. Because when we clean up, when I look at clean up, now we're talking about the rebuild and this month and what we're going into, clean everything up first.
Yeah.
And I take that whole entire process through with my clients. Find the stuff that bothers you. Clean it up. Clean up the areas first, because we can't do anything unless you clean up the room. We're trying to fold up clothes for and try and put fresh furniture in it. There's stuff underneath there's stuff on the floor.
Listen.
Sweep.
And just being real, just being real. It's the cleanup that paralyzes you sometimes because you're tired, because you don't feel like it, because I really don't have to do it right now. Work has to be done in order for you to get to a certain point. In order for you to get to that freedom in that space, you have to take time to clean up. You can't put new stuff on top of mess. You gotta move. You gotta remove the whole rug. Get rid of the stuff that
Sometimes
you stuff up under the rug.
You gotta break down the whole wall.
Throw out
There's
the whole
mold
rug
under the wall. Sometimes you gotta break down the plaster, replaster the whole. You know what? Break the whole house down sometimes.
By the time you break down the whole wall, you realize everything that was behind it, and the rebuild afterwards. You're like, okay, now I can even breathe better because there's no mold there.
Underneath the walls that I was sleeping in every night. And then you ask yourself,
Girl,
how was I doing it? How was I doing this? You know what? One of the biggest things, this is going to be a really big, great game changer for you as well. One of the biggest things I do with my salon clients, especially when they've got large teams and they've got a lot of things going on, is we have what I call a dump list. Everything that you do that you don't even realize it's second nature to you, get that inventory order in, message someone back about a brand deal, whatever it is, write all of that down.
Okay.
After the first week, my clients always say, Leesha, I had no idea how much was just in my head that I don't even realize there's like 50 things to do for the day and I'm just like knocking them out. But it was tired. That's what's tiring me. That was tiring me. Now that I can see this list of like just this week 85 or sometimes 20, whatever the number is, tasks. Wow, I feel like I can breathe because I can see it all in one space rather than it's being lost in my brain somewhere.
Your brain never shuts off. I don't know if I know I'm not the only one, but I'm always on. Like, and especially when it comes to my business, it's like I'm always thinking about something. And now in this trying to, get grow on TikTok, it's like I'm always thinking of a video. I can be listening to my favorite song. Oh, now I'm thinking about this verse and how I can apply that. Oh, I didn't do the laundry. I gotta make sure I do it this tonight before I go so I can have it ready for the clients of the day. It's always something. What can I incorporate? So to that point of writing everything down and also having that hour to wind down.
The CEO, I've got so many things that I do, and it has got to be, like you said, it's those boundaries or that system in place. It does seem a bit robotic, like the
Yeah.
CEO hour I do at the top of the day, and I ask myself certain questions.
Yeah.
How many sales are coming in? How many clients are coming back? How many clients are upgrading from new clients to retaining clients? How many of those are dropping off? You've got to look at those numbers, because no point us doing a nice photo shoot if half of your clients have just moved to somewhere else because you didn't realize. What are we doing the photo shoot for?
Yeah.
Let's clean up. Again, cleaning up. And yes, it takes a bit of energy, and that's why having personal assistant or team members, and definitely someone operationally on your team to look at every area of where these gaps are, just is in your life as well.
Yeah.
Your household.
Absolutely.
I always
Absolutely.
say start with your household first. Like if
Absolutely.
you spend at least 2-3 hours a day, like you said, your brain is ticking. You'll spend at least 3 hours of the day doing basic stuff, laundry, washing the dishes. Even if it's just 1 hour a week of someone coming in and just doing something in your house, taking care of something. And that's where I started. That was my first employee. It wasn't a virtual assistant. It wasn't my fulfillment team. It was a housemaid. And all she did was clean up. Okay. And then I was sitting there. I said, wow.
And what doesn't it feel so good when things are clean? You feel so free. You feel like there's so much new, fresh energy, even to like,
Now,
yeah.
now you realize, you're like, hang on, I just created a new marketing plan. I didn't take so long to do it. And now, oh, we've got 5 new clients come in. Because you wasn't washing dishes all last week.
Girl, yes.
And you thought at first you were thinking, oh, I don't want to spend on that. I don't want to spend on the cleaning. I don't want to save here. But actually, you just gained. You just gained from that because you had the creative space to do it. Now, just because you didn't have the pressure on you, you just made it happen. Because you always make it happen anyway, but now you just don't have the pressure. And it's just, it's mind blowing to me.
It really is. It's more mind blowing how long you just go on without the systems.
Without it,
And then you
we
wonder,
go on.
how was I really just doing all of that? Like, and why? Why did I do that for that long?
Why? What? Who was I trying to impress? Like, what badge of honor was I getting? Because now that I've got this team member, the task gets done quicker. I'm not doing it. Now
Right.
we're making more. I mean, that's what we call scaling. Why was I not doing this?
Absolutely.
Again, it comes back around to those fears of growth, though. Those fears of like, okay, who am I going to become after this? Oh my gosh, how much am I going to have to train them? Do I have the time to do that? Oh my gosh, like all those things. But we just put the systems in place. Put the system in place. You will figure it out. It will absolutely work out. It's going to be better than what we're doing now. Anything's going to be even a 1% increase. Even a 1% increase is better than this.
Yeah.
So yeah. Because when you've already done so good on your own, it can only get better.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. And also just, I will say, not being afraid to, because now in this digital space, we've gone from carrying around a hard copy, materials, and now everything is out there online. So I do also feel like there's a unspoken pressure to continue on a journey that you've started in front of people, and that sometimes you have to realize that you still are a person. You're still allowed to learn new things. You're still allowed to try new things. Like that is the beauty of being a creative. That's the beauty of being an entrepreneur. That's the beauty of being a person that is just here evolving and wants to try new things. Sometimes I feel like when you've been doing something and you, especially when you've been doing it well, you kind of put yourself in that box of that, of just being that, and more sits outside of it. And it's just like, okay, if I don't know if I want to go over there because this is already working, but I know I got the itch to do this or to try this. Try new things. You're going to be successful in either way. You're going to either like it or not. And if you don't like it, you can always do something else. You learn from it. You pivot, but never stop growing. Never stop feeding yourself new things that just like inspire you. You know, you can be a hairstylist one day, you can be a consultant one day, and decide that you just don't want to do that and find your passion in it through being interior design. I don't know, whatever it is, like switch it up, pivot, do what you need to do to just keep yourself thriving.
And it always comes down to those goals that we have as well, isn't it? Because
Oh yeah.
like that passion to be able to, I feel like passion, hobbies, and then business is so important to have the two
Mm-hmm.
because there is that merging that it's tempting sometimes to be like, okay,
Yeah.
well, I can make that into something, because yeah, maybe I can like start to create content around it. And I've had that itch, like for being a travel content creation. I've lived in like 30 different countries. Travel content. My
Right, and it's
dog has
all in your
traveled
phone.
to 8 countries.
It moves out of your camera roll.
It does.
It's like
And
even
then
the
I thought to
phone is
myself,
telling you your storage is getting low.
oh my
TikTok
gosh,
is telling
every
you
day,
you have
every
to
day.
free up your draft space because you got so many drafts. Like, put it out there. Whatever it is, baby, clear out the drafts. Get
Clear
the
the
idea.
drafts. I've got a lot of drafts.
You clear out the camera roll. Girl, I got
Get it.
so much stuff in there. I'm
You can
ashamed.
fulfill.
Ashamed of how much stuff is in the phone that you don't even go back and look at. And it's like, why you clogging up that system like that? And they complain when it don't work right.
Yeah, clear the drafts. Go
Clear
post to
the
post.
grass, honey.
And then keep the things that are passionate, that make you, that light you up. They don't always need to be a new business strategy. It could just be something that lights you up. And that's what I
Absolutely.
realized, like with my dog. Like I love Coco. She's traveled around the world. She's lived in 8 countries. She's travels with us. And I
Yes.
thought, yeah, I could make a whole pet page for her and her get brand deals. Or I could just enjoy watching those videos at Christmas and
Yes.
through them and seeing
Yes.
her interlude and Dominican
Yeah.
Republic and smiling at that, and that's it. That's okay. That's also okay. So
Yeah.
knowing what do I want to monetize versus what do I want to treasure for myself and keep me
Right.
sane, that doesn't have a paycheck attached to it, is really refreshing as an entrepreneur.
Like, that is definitely something that we have to. I won't say it's a struggle, but it is a thing. Like, I consider myself to be a very private person or whatever, and it's that how much do I put out there and how much do I keep for myself, because I want to have those things that I feel like that are personal and sacred to me. Those things that, like you said, I just want to sit back and watch the videos and just cherish those moments for myself. And that's okay because you have to have a little piece of whatever it is for yourself.
You
You
have
have
got
to.
to. You've got
You have
to.
to.
It keeps
You
you,
have
just as you're saying, like your mother, the daughter, you're the wife, you're the, sister, and
to.
all those things. But then also you're just a woman who loves to, I don't know, do something basic like
Yeah. Just
garden,
be.
paint, interior. It lights you up to get flowers and decorate the house and do a party for your friends and make dinner. And that's enough.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, and that's just enough. That's enough without all the conversation about what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing, or I wouldn't have done it that way. Listen, if you didn't put it out there, you wouldn't be getting all that outside stuff. So sometimes you have to make sure that you keep whatever you feel like is your most sacred thing, or something that you feel like you don't share, you really don't have to. You don't have to be one of those people that just put it all out there.
Because even then, like, no one puts absolutely 100% of their life out there. Like,
Clearly
there's always
not.
going to be pieces that we don't have, and that's what creates personal to public life. Like, you get to choose. You get to choose your narrative and how your
Absolutely.
brand.
I love that. You get to choose your narrative.
You get to
Mhm.
write your own story
Yes.
every way.
In
Try that
every
transcend.
way.
That's deep.
In every way. In every way. Yeah.
Our words. I want to end on this because I like we're probably gonna wrap up in the next 5 minutes or
Because,
so.
girl, we would just, you know how we get down.
You know, we'll be
Look, let me go get my wine.
right. Listen, I've got my wine. Okay, we can listen. I'm free for the evening. I could absolutely get my wine. But I feel like the words that we say to ourselves is so powerful. And when you speak over yourself, you're speaking into your future. And I want everyone, all of us, just to be so consciously aware of what we say about
Absolutely.
ourselves. Say things like, oh, well, I don't really know what is, or I've been trying to and not sure. Those words are absolutely holding a track record that we create, that we don't know.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
So it's just reframing that, reframe
Yeah.
everything, because everything there's always a beauty in your growth. Because there
Absolutely.
was a time that you wasn't where you are today.
Exactly.
There was a
Girl.
time that
Girl.
was just a fragment of your imagination. It just existed somewhere back here, and somehow now you're sitting here today,
Yeah.
jogged, you ran up that hill, you came back down, or whatever it is. I'm living here in Vietnam, and sometimes I often catch myself daily just say, "Look,
Mm-hmm.
no, it's a muscle. You have to practice it, but you just
Yeah.
shift. You know, I'm getting better and better. Wow, it's getting clearer. I'm really starting
Yeah.
to see how
Mm-hmm.
that can come together now. I'm really learning
Absolutely.
something new. Okay, I'm picking it up. It's the
Mm-hmm.
same. You reframing it,
Yeah.
and it gives you now that fire to do something about it rather than coming
Mm-hmm.
from a place of complete
Yeah.
disempowered state.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, 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 yes. We are here for the reframe, the rebuild, the cleanup, all the things, baby. Because when you
I,
get that feeling and you get in that space, and you have that momentum, you just have to keep moving forward with it and lock in,
that's why we
lock in, girl. That
in,
lock
pushing it.
in. Lock in with self, lock in with people who are
Yeah.
supportive and believe in you, because they're going to be the ones that like, hey girl, you what's up with that thing you said you was doing? Oh, how's it going? Okay. Because we're not just here to be like, okay girl, no, like we're accountability. I'll be quick to call Sister Leash.
Absolutely, I'll absolutely share. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I love that we
Mm-hmm.
have that. We can just talk and you can just share that. You need to
Mm-hmm.
have that anchor of someone who you can, like you say, trust, that you know they have that, they have your best intentions. They're like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I see you've already done this, so let's just move through this together.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that about you, I'll say. And
Oh, thank
that
you,
I
girl.
love that so much, for real, because I've had clients, I've got a few right now actually who are going through this new up level of their life, and they don't share with me until we're on the call.
Mm.
And then on the call, them it might feel like quite heavy, like I've been weighing on this for the last few weeks, and of course, we have our 24-hour chat. You can
Yeah, yeah,
message
yeah, yeah.
anytime, and I'll get back, as and when. And I just like to encourage them. So the fact that you hold that already is so powerful and it's so good. Like, you already advocate for yourself. You and not and it's I think it's something that we learn, or something I suppose some people just have it.
Mm-hmm.
But I've definitely seen it in women who are hyper independent,
Yeah.
who are used to carrying the weight on their own. They will have a mentorship space and not even ask the mentor or that I've had this thing for the last week and it's in my head and I just want to get it off. But you paid for this, but you invested for this space. Like, use it,
Yeah. And
use
again, I
it.
feel like real quick that goes back to we don't know how, you know,
Ooh,
and
I really
Not
appreciate
only
that.
is girl, not only is that okay, but we have to give ourselves permission. And a lot of times we just are so used to keep going and doing, and we don't step back and realize that, like we said earlier, as adults, we need therapy. Therapy allows us the space to talk to someone that's outside of the situation, because a lot of times when you're in it, there are things that you cannot see. Therapy allows you to be equipped with tools to be able to navigate and see, how can I stop getting in my own way. Sometimes it takes so long because people really haven't sat back to realize, how can I calm myself down so I can think and I can properly put my emotions and what I want to say in words, because it's easy to just do it myself.
Yeah, or just
It's
carry it
just,
myself
it's just
and
easy to
just
carry myself.
go
I've been
around in
doing it like
circles.
this. And I have this person, but hey, you have to stop if you want the
Oh,
freedom.
isn't it? I'm telling you, you are going to be the educator of the year, okay? Because these girls need that
Girl, I
so.
feel it. I'm, in all honesty, when I have my sessions, and they are just, everyone is just amazing. The feedback that I get, um, it's just about the impact, even just from women just watching from over the world, saying they've been watching me for years, and something I said really stuck with them. I feel like, y'all about to let me go. But
Right.
I'm just being me, and just sharing the things that I feel like other people need, and just holding that space for other people. And a lot of times that comes from you needing that. You know what I'm saying?
Yourself. At one point,
Mm-hmm.
needed that at one point.
Yeah, yeah,
And that's one of the biggest shifts I've made with all of my teaching. It's never just about the skill set alone. And I do
exactly.
always encourage my clients as well. Don't just, yes, you're teaching microlinks or whatever it is. It's not really just about the skill set though. There's other deeper issues that I want you to tap into with your women on day one. Let them
Uh
know
huh.
this is on day one. Let them know that there's nothing small, there's nothing too small that you can ask me. In fact, the smaller the
Mm-hmm.
better. Like anything, like ask me. Like you make them
Exactly.
feel that from
Yeah.
day one, because not everyone knows how to. Like you said, we don't even
Yeah.
know how to.
Yeah. Hmm. And because we're being the person that is in a leadership role, um, you have to be the person. Sometimes you got to tell people that. Even when I have my consultations with my clients and so forth and so on, and we agree to, we're moving on the extension journey or whatever, I let them know, hey, I need you to talk to me because I can't figure out what is going on with you. You know what I'm saying? And it's something as simple as, I don't want you to sit here in this chair fidgeting all around. Girl, if you have to use the bathroom, tell me. My bladder doesn't get a signal when you have to go to the bathroom. So
Right. We're not gonna.
I don't know what it is. Like, you have to sometimes let people know, because we needed someone to tell us or ask us, how are you feeling today? To tell us it's safe for you to do this. You don't have to be on guard with me. And once you start doing that, people start opening up and they be like, okay, girl.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
It's
So
so nice, isn't
I
it?
enjoy doing that for people, and I show up that way in everything that I do.
And you see them open up. You see
Mhm.
their, like you say, other areas of their life maybe that they wouldn't
Mhm.
have even want to speak about, or just you can see them change week upon week.
Mhm. Girl, listen, and even and they notice. People notice the change in me too. I've had clients pray with me, pray for me. Girl, we be crying and they're like, because we just have that bond. It's not just I don't have that for some reason. I think that just through prayer, and I feel like everybody that is in my life, and that's in my life for a long time, they were sent to me for some reason. If they needed me, I needed them, whatever, whatever. So,
Right.
like, girl, they really truly see me. I really truly see them when they come in the door. I'm like, girl, what's wrong? What you need today? Today you might need an extra little rub on the shoulders or a little extra scalp massage or something. They be looking at me like, girl, what's going on? What you know? And feel and walk away feeling amazing, like they could conquer the world. You know what I'm saying? And that is what we're here for. That is the impact
Absolutely.
that you want to put out there.
That is why, oh, it's
There's a
so
lot of beauty in
amazing.
being just being real, being transparent, being holding space. Man. It's just that's why it doesn't feel like work.
Yeah. And that's what needs to happen more in the beauty industry, period. These conversations, the conversations of the healing client. I think that's actually, we connected under a post
Mm-hmm.
where I think the guy was doing his hair and I literally bawled my eyes out crying that, like watching and think you message under, because it is like, that is what it's about though.
Yeah.
No matter what the service is, it's a healing,
Mm-hmm.
particularly hair.
Yeah.
It's a healing
Girl.
service.
Yes.
So stylists, anyone who comes online and speaks like negatively about their experience or what's going on, it does affect your clients are watching that, and it
Mm-hmm.
does affect.
Yeah.
Leave that. I would say leave that for therapy. Leave that for your coach. Like leave that for the mentor. But go online and share your these experiences and how blessed you are to have your clients. I always
Mm-hmm.
get my clients to do like thank you gifts for their clients and
Mm-hmm.
just like tell them thank
Yeah.
you. Just send them one by one or voice note them every
Mm-hmm.
now and again. It might be once a month to say, by the way, I know that I always tell you thank you, but I just want to let you know that I
Yeah.
really appreciate the last 2 years of me just being
Absolutely.
here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you don't know what that's going to do for someone.
Absolutely.
But is there anything that you would like to hold like accountable for the next 30 days?
Automating the messages because I am very hands on with my clients, and I spend a lot of time in conversations that are very much needed, but I'm realizing that I spend a lot of time doing that, and I need to do something different. The acuity stuff is really all done. I just need to put it out there. I'm the type of person, I will have stuff made up already and I won't put it out. So
Oh, you're a perfectionist like that.
because there's just something else. There's just something else that it still needs, and maybe, girl. So I am holding myself accountable about just moving forward with it. And if something does need to change, I'll deal with that when it comes. I'm not sitting on that stuff. I'm cleaning out my drafts.
Clean out the clean out the
Cleaning
drafts,
out my
and you're gonna
drafts.
start.
Yeah. Outside of that, just continue to work on self. Try new things that I've been wanting to try. Girl, I've been wanting to do this Pilates thing. I've been pulling it off. I registered for my first class this week.
I wanted to go to Pilates this week. You know what? That's just encouraged me. I'm gonna book
Yeah.
it.
I
I'm
went
booking
ahead
it.
and I put all my therapy sessions on the calendar. I went ahead and booked them last night. So, girl, hey,
That's
if I'm good
oh,
now, your girl is
you
about to
gonna
be
be.
better. Listen, honey,
Listen.
your
I'm not
girl.
even, we ain't gonna recognize you 4 months from now, okay? That's the
Listen,
whole point.
girl, your girl is about to be better. Working on my relationship with God, being more intentional. I pray every morning. I have this thing, and if I can't read it, I swipe down and let it play on the audio. So just little things like that, showing up for myself and pouring into myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely making more space for that.
Wow, you're so intentional. That is, I mean, the fact that it's what everything's marked on the calendar already. I mean,
Hmm.
your environment is already dictating
Hmm.
where we're going. It's
Hmm.
very clear.
Girl, listen, and also just for me, for you, and for anybody else that's watching, no matter how big or small a thing is, celebrate it. Celebrate
Yes.
yourself. Too. We don't have to wait for the grandest celebration to give yourself a pat on the back. No, you need to start with the small things.
About the small things because the small things compound into the mountains. And that's the whole point.
Hmm.
We can't start running if we don't start jogging. We
Hmm.
can't start jogging if we don't get out, at least get outside and put the clothes on.
Yeah.
At least walk outside.
Yeah.
Sometimes just open up the door and stepping outside and in the gym clothes and just
Girl,
walking, doing one lap on your front yard is enough
it's
because it's
enough.
you telling a signal to yourself that this is what I do, this is who I
Hmm.
am. I step outside.
But
I go
and block out the
outside.
noise. I know we have social media. I know it's easy to get on here and you see somebody else doing a marathon. They chapter 20 is not your chapter 1, and your chapter 1 ain't their chapter 20. They're looking at that post, it probably took them 20 years to get where they are,
Yes.
mentally, physically, and all that. That's not your
So keep
story. And
going.
that's okay.
No.
Just keep going and don't get distracted.
Like Bianca said, don't look at what they're doing. Don't look at what she's
Mm-mm,
doing. Focus on what
mm-mm.
you're doing, and that is
It's
it.
easy to do. I understand, and look, I'll be lying if I say it. You can get on here and just be unfazed, but let that be your motivation. Let it serve as motivation. Don't let it cripple you. Keep going.
Ah, it's beautiful. I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
anchor into that for sure.
It's
It's
funny.
a really nice. Everything compounds. That freedom that we want at the end of the
Mm-hmm.
4 week starts with having that one Pilates class.
Yeah.
It starts with you having the cleaner and just having those 2 hours to think. It starts with that. So you have to
Yeah,
celebrate
girl.
that. Can't have
Mm-hmm.
a full packed calendar if we don't have one client. So whenever people say,
Always
I
starts.
only have,
We all had just one client at one point.
all had one client at one
Mm-hmm.
time. We all had that one client. Do you know what? We all remember that one client. I remember my one first client clear as day. Yeah,
All have that one client, and then hey,
all had that one
then you looked
client.
up, you had two, you had 10, and you really never stopped to say, you know what,
Thank
that's what's
you.
up. Thank you, like, thank you for the growth, thank you for the elevate, thank you for sending me and allowing me to be in this space where I can walk away from my job. Like, who would have
That was
thought?
huge for you.
Who would have thought?
I could only imagine that transition at
Who
that
would have
time.
thought? Girl, you couldn't have told me. Mm-mm.
Oh my goodness.
But it happened.
You did.
But it happened.
Oh, girl. 12:30, 1st of September, anchoring into this moment
Amen.
to rebuild and move in the direction that you've already. So you're sowing the seeds every single day, every
Yes.
moment, every decision is moving you forward towards it.
Mm-hmm.
And we get to do this every single day.
Yeah.
And that is the beauty of what
Yeah.
our entrepreneurship journey.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
With that, we are we're off to the races, and I love your goals, what you're setting for yourself,
Thank you.
and where you're going. I can already see it. Oh, I can see it clearly, and even I'm sure you've got your own huge vision, and I can see you really taking off in so many other areas just from what you do now. So
Mm-hmm.
enjoy your lock-in.
Thank
I know
you.
we're going to be speaking more.
Girl, you already know. Later, yeah, we will definitely be back in front of the people as well.
Yes, we will, and we'll continue to do this.
Absolutely.
We do.
Around 2 weeks, and we yeah, we'll get together and we'll
2 weeks
have y'all come over to Instagram.
into the IG land.
Mm-hmm. Spend a little time over there, and then y'all come back to TikTok.
Yeah,
We
we'll
could
do
bounce back and
TikTok.
forth.
TikTok is my ground as well. That's one of the biggest places
Mm-hmm.
that I'm building, and then going into YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Really, you TikTok was here like for me to practice, like going into doing more long form because it
Okay.
was something that it was so new to me.
Yeah.
Like I'm used to like 8 second reel, put it out, and that's
Really?
it. And
And I'm the
yeah, for the
person that's
most part,
like more long winded, so it's like, okay, how do I chop this down? Like, yeah.
really. Yeah, because
Mm-hmm.
you are extremely articulate. I think you'll go really well on YouTube
Yeah.
and TikTok. And TikTok just talking.
Yeah.
Just talk here.
Yeah.
Right here. I don't
So
know if you're
that's
allowed
what
to say though.
I'm trying. Look, yeah. So I'm working it out. You know, for so far the girlies ain't lied to me. You know, it's been kind of lax and chill over here on TikTok. You know, been able to sit back and just have a conversation. I saw a post and honestly, I said I'm gonna try that. The guy was just saying, you know what? A lot of the creators, the issue is you're trying to just show up as a creator and you're making it harder than what it actually is. Just act like you're on a FaceTime. Relax your shoulders. You don't have to be so rigid. Just,
Relax yourself.
you know, like, girl, you got to be
Yeah.
on here all. Listen.
Take it easy, relax. And
Yes.
that's that nice front facing of like doing TikTok. I've had amazing clients come from TikTok as well, so
Yes.
for sure.
Yeah,
It is. It's really like that.
absolutely. So, okay, girl.
All right, darling. I will catch you on the next one.
Yes, ma'am.
See you soon.
All right, honey. Have a good day.
Bye. You too.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.